Who wants to speak wrong English? Is there anybody who wants to speak wrong English? At least none to the best of my knowledge. Everybody wants to speak correct English. But unfortunately, very often we make mistakes in our sentences. Why? That is just because we have not been taught how to construct the sentences. For that reason, there are some lapses in our sentences. Especially, we just very often notice um, prepositional errors because we have not studied the chapter on prepositions properly. Other forms of mistakes, other mistakes rather, may be a little overlooked. But if you make a prepositional mistake, your sentence, the meaning of your sentence may be distorted. Therefore, from now onwards, try to speak exactly grammatically correct English. How? I'm there for that to help you out. By this, I don't mean to say that in my English there is no error. I don't mean to say that. I'm also a human being. When I speak English, I may also make mistakes. So if I make mistakes, please write down in the note in the contact in the comment box so that I can come to know what sort of mistakes I myself am prone to make. Okay? Let's see here. 6 sentences are written on this whiteboard. And all these 6 sentences are wrong. Why? Because in each sentence, you will notice a mistake. So your job is to correct the mistakes. Before I tell you the correct forms of these sentences, if you yourself can find out the mistake, can locate the mistake, and write down in the comment box, I shall be very happy. So I think this particular sentence, which train did you come by? Often you must have heard people using this kind of a sentence. We often speak. Suppose somebody has come to your house, you are saying, "Oh, I have also come just so, which train did you come by?" We often ask. There is an error, and that is the grammatical error, of course, is prepositional error. In this sentence, here you see, did you come by? So instead of this by, we have to use the preposition on. So, which train did you come on? Which train, whenever you are saying which train or the name of a train, say you are talking about an express train, and most express trains have their names. So, when you are using the names of trains, it is better for you to use the article the. But here there is no name of the train. Therefore, we are not using any article here. Now, by train, by car, by bus, often we have seen people using. We ourselves also use those sentences. Are they wrong? No, of course not. Don't take me amiss, please. Those sentences are grammatically absolutely correct. Then why is this sentence wrong? Because before train, there is another word. If train, bus, car, these words are preceded by any other word, then it is better for you to use on or in. In case of train, in case of bus, we use the preposition on, but in case of a car, we use the preposition in. For example, I shall go by car. I shall go by car. Correct English. But if I say, I shall go by my car, there is an error. Because before the word car, I have used another word, and that is my car, or your car. If I say, well, I would like to go by your car, meaning is perhaps clear, everybody can understand what I mean. But a person who actually sticks to the rules of grammar will, of course, conclude that there is an error in that particular sentence. So here also we see before train there is which. Which train did you come? Here by is incorrect. Instead of by, we have to write the preposition on. Okay? I'm not rewriting the entire sentence. I'm simply writing the preposition. So, which train did you come on? That is the correct sentence. Now let's take another example, similar example. Say, I will go to Darjeeling, or I will go to New Delhi by the Rajdhani Express. Why have I used the? Because I have just told you that before the name of a train, we always use the definite article. So, Rajdhani Express is the name of a train, so we are using the Rajdhani Express. But still, there is an error because I have used the preposition by. I shall go to Delhi by the Rajdhani Express. So by is the mistake. Why this rule applies? We are using the name of a train. As we are using the name of a train, the rule says it must be preceded by the definite article. Therefore, the preposition also gets changed automatically. So what should be the correct sentence there? I shall go to New Delhi on the Rajdhani Express. On. Okay, so this any other. I'm not going to cite a lot of examples. I have just cited a couple of examples for you to understand. So now I think you can make sentences, similar sentences on your own. I will go to Puri on the Jagannath Express. On the Jagannath Express. Well, let's move on to number 2. Chicken curry is not in the menu. You have asked the waiter to give you chicken curry. He says, sorry, sir, chicken curry is not in the menu today. Chicken curry is not in the menu today. Is there any error? Presumably not. This seems to be an innocent sentence. But there is a prepositional error. Before the word menu, always use the preposition on, not in. So here also, here instead of by, you have to write on. Here instead of in, you have to write on. So what will be the structure of the sentence then? Chicken curry is not on the menu today. Chicken curry is not on the menu. So whenever you use the word menu, what is there on the menu? What is there on the menu, not in the menu? Okay? That problem arises just because we Indians, especially the Indian students, we are fond of translating from our vernacular tongue into English. And as a result, we walk into the trap of making this kind of silly mistakes. Let's move on to let me just bring to your notice another word. Instead of menu, when you just use the word agenda, say there is a meeting convened by the secretary of your club. So you are asking him, well, I will attend the meeting, but what is there in the agenda? That's wrong, because agenda is somewhat like menu. What is there on the agenda? What are we going to discuss today at the meeting? So on the agenda. Okay. Number 3, who of your friends is an artist? Many friends are standing, and you are standing with me. So you have told me that one of my friends is an artist. And I ask you, there are so many friends. Who of your friends is an artist? Please point out. Is there any error? Of course, there is an error. In this sentence, we cannot use this word who. So, who is the error? Who is the error? Here, in is the error. Here, by is the error. I think you understand now. So, what will be used instead of who? Instead of who in similar sentences, use the word which. W-H-I-C-H. H I C H. Which? So the correct sentence: which of your friends is an artist? There are many women present in a certain room. You are telling me that, sir, my wife is also there in that room. So I look in and I say that, who of them is your wife? Who of them is your wife? Wrong. Of course, wrong. Because in similar sentences, I have told you, instead of who, we have to use which. Which of them is your wife? Which of them is your wife? You point out that that one is my wife. Let's move on to number 4. The food is not very tasteful. Often you have come across a sentence of this similar structure. There are two words, two adjectives actually. One is tasteful, another is tasty. Tasty. So when we are using the word tasteful instead of tasty, there is a problem. The meaning gets changed. So the food is never tasteful. Food is always tasty. So the spelling is Tasty. 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 The food is not very tasty, not tasteful. Tasteful in which sense we will be using? The room is very tastefully decorated. The room is very tastefully decorated. That indicates, that actually implies that the person who has decorated this room has a sense of taste. So, tastefully, the room has been decorated. Or the stage, there is a function, musical function going to be held. You go to the hall and you see the stage and you say that, well, the stage has been very tastefully decorated. All right? So use the word tasty instead of tasteful. And tasteful you will use where you want to mean that the person has a very good sense of taste. In that sense, tasteful is used. And in case of food, tasty. Pronunciation also matters here. Tasty, tasty. Tasty. Taste. The pronunciation of that word is taste. Taste. And test, there is another word you know. That word is pronounced taste. One is taste, another is taste. Otherwise, when you are talking to a foreigner, the foreigner may misunderstand you, may fail to understand what you exactly mean. Whether you mean to use the word taste, T-A-S-T, taste, or you want to use the word T-E-S-T, taste. So remember this pronunciation, the difference. Otherwise, people will misunderstand you. Let's move on to number 5. He behaves friendly. Now, here I will tell you that this particular word behaves is a verb. Everybody knows that. So, this word friendly should be an adverb because a verb is not followed by an adjective, surely. A verb is followed by an adverb because we know the definition of an adverb, the word that modifies a verb, an adjective, or an adverb is called an adverb. So here, friendly is supposed to modify this verb behave. So it has got to be an adverb, not an adjective. Then why have you used friendly? Is friendly an adjective or an adverb? Friendly is an adjective, my dear friend. That is the problem. I think that we are hoodwinked by these particular two letters, ly, because most of the adverbs end in ly. Like I have told you, tastefully decorated. In the same way, we say beautifully presented program. Beautifully, it's an adverb. Why have we used the adverb there? Because present, the word present is a verb. So the word that modifies a verb is always an adverb. But here it is an adjective. Now I think the penny drops. You understand where the mistake is. Yes. So we have to replace this particular friendly, this word, with a different word. Now, if you don't want to replace this word, you like this word, you want to use that particular word friendly, then use the phrase. Instead of the word friendly, use the phrase like in, he behaves in a friendly, FRIENDLY, friendly manner, MANNER, friendly manner, in a friendly manner. So what is this one? You have used the word friendly, but you have to use a phrase there instead of the single word friendly, because that will become an adjective. And an adjective can't be used to modify a verb. So to modify a verb, we have to use an adverb or an adverbial phrase. Now, see, this particular phrase is an adverbial phrase. In a friendly manner. Now, just connect this particular phrase to this sentence instead of friendly. Don't use the word friendly then. Friendly is already here in the phrase. So, what will you say? He behaves in a friendly manner. He behaves in a friendly manner. Well, let's move on to number 6. My hand is paining too much. For a long time, you have been writing, okay? Now you have stopped writing, so your teacher asks you, what's the matter? Why have you stopped writing? Then you say, sir, my hand is paining too much. Often you have heard this. Is there any error? Your teacher tells you at the time, your hand is paining is wrong English. So what is the correct one? You cannot use the word pain as a verb in this similar structure. So therein lies the error. So instead of the word paining, write the word hurting. My hand is hurting. My hand is hurting too much. So here you have to use the word hurt. Here we are using the present continuous tense. That's why HURTING, hurting. My hand is hurting too much. My head is paining. Wrong English. My head is not paining, but my head is aching. Aching. ACHE, ache, headache. Everybody knows the word. So I'm using the word ache as a verb. My head is aching. My hand is hurting, but not paining. Then when should I use the word pain as a verb? It pains me to tell you to stop coming. You are one of my friends, but unfortunately, there has been a certain problem, and I am telling you, please don't come to my house anymore. There I say that it pains me to tell you to stop coming to our house. Now I think you understand the difference between the word pain as a verb and heart, HURT, heart, and also the word ache. Ache is generally used as a noun, which is stomach ache, headache. But if you want to use the word ache as a verb, you may. You are welcome. No problem is there. So I think these 6 sentences you have understood clearly. And following these 6 sentences, corrected sentences, of course, make many more sentences. Write down in the comment box. I shall see whether following each sentence you have made a lot of sentences or not. If you are very eager to learn English, you must be doing that. And if you take English very casually, perhaps just you will not watch this video as well. You will watch a little and then skip on to some other video of your own liking. Okay. All right. So this is all about today's lesson. Uh, Now, something I don't know what I should say, whether statutory or customary. Right. You understand what I mean to say. Please, if you like this video, give me a like. If you dislike this video, give a dislike. No problem. But I shall request you, as I do in every video, that please, in the comment box, clearly mention the reason for your dislike. Why? That will help me to make my teaching style better. I shall understand what you like, what you don't like. If I see there is something which you don't like, I shall try my best to remove that from my teaching technique. And those of you who happen to be new, please subscribe to this channel. Actually, YouTube analytics show that videos on this channel are watched more by those who have not subscribed than those who have subscribed. Thank you very much. See you again in the next video session. Till then, bye bye.